I'm so privileged to present to you the new Vista D90. And let me tell you, this car is going to redefine the A2 premium category. Not only because it comes from the house of Tatas, but because it's got more than a dozen features which are first in class. So let me take you one by one on what are these first in class features. First, the powertrain. It's got a 90 PS diesel engine with 200 Newton meter of torque. Well, these are only figures, but once you actually experience the car on the track and on the torture track, you will understand what these figures mean. It's got a variable geometry turbocharger. The first time in a hatchback that a car offers a variable geometry turbocharger. What it does for you is quite simple. It gives you torque at lower RPMs, and therefore you have power when you need it the most. We are redefining zip. Now these are some figures. I'm sorry, my friends at the back may not be able to read it quite clearly. What we are saying is we are the fastest to go from 0 to 100. Another first in class. We do it in 15.5 seconds as against much higher for some other competitors. Well, this is only about 0 to 100, but frankly, power is something we need in our day-to-day life, not only when we are zipping or doing 0 to 100. The best range of power is about 40 to 80. This is what we use in our normal daily driving conditions, and this is where the Vista D90 with variable geometry turbocharger really scores over the competition. We do it in about 18 seconds, which is much lesser than some of the other competitors. Again, another first in class. So we have power when you need it the most. Power for everyday driving, not only for the wood circuit, and obviously for the wood circuit as well. We have power without really compromising on fuel efficiency with the high cost of fuel going up. I think that is on top of mind of customers and for everybody. So we give about 21.12 kilometers of fuel efficiency, which is very competitive. This is power to weight, and that's the true understanding of a sporty little car. We are simply the best on power to weight. We are 76.3 PS per ton, much more than anybody else in the category. Another first in class. I'm sure you would have heard presentations and talks on a flat torque curve. But ladies and gentlemen, what we see here is a truly flat torque curve. And I'll take the liberty of going right here. What you see over about 1,500 RPMs, the torque curve is absolutely flat. And this is what translates into an amazing driving experience. You don't need to change gears and do experience this as you drive today. You really don't need to change gears, and that is another first in class. Redefining rear cabin space. We take great pride in making cars for the complete family, for all the gang, for all the friends. And not only space, we are actually redefining the kind of refinement. The interiors actually seduce you to come inside. They are really redefining the way people talk about interiors, plushness, and the luxury. The rear legroom is 888 mm, which is far higher than Swift, which is 879, and i20, 834. The rear headroom, 971, Swift 944, and i20, 954. So what we are saying here is that we are actually giving good space, which can be measured. And as you see the car, you'll realize it for yourself. Another first in class. Refinement and handling doesn't end with the interiors. It's all about experiencing, and as you sit inside the car, I'm sure you will be zapped with the kind of noise and vibration level in the car. We've taken great effort to bring down it's called noise cutting technology, and this graph shows you quite simply. It's called open articulation. It's a standard measure of checking the noise level in the car. You can Google search on it. Today we offer the open articulation level, which is far higher the better, which is far higher than the competition. And well, this is only a graph. When you drive these cars, please do notice the tire noise. Please do notice the wind cutting noise, and please do notice the ambient noise coming into the cabin. You will really be pleased about this. Let me show you the suspension. We make cars for every Indian condition. So our cars are not designed in Japan and Korea, where you have fantastic roads every time. Our cars are designed for the country, and therefore our suspension can handle any kind of torture. And to prove this, we have a torture track right outside. Do experience the kind of suspension we offer. Do experience how the car will be able to maneuver through all the potholes and the speed breakers. And redefining technology, I think D90 takes us into a different league as far as technology is concerned. We've got touch phones, screens, and tablets, etc., coming into our lives. So why should our car not reflect the same? A touchscreen multimedia navigation system, 6.7-inch TFT screen, which has a GPS, which can play any video or audio format. It can pair up to 5 phones to Bluetooth. It plays a DVD drive and a CD drive and a USB and a aux, so it just plays almost everything. A complete entertainment and infotainment system. Safety, I think we talked about safety. That is what Tata Motors stand for. I think it reflects on all our cars, and especially the Vista D90. We've got 105 kgs of extra high-strength steel in the subframe. Now, what it does for you, ladies and gentlemen, as you drive this car, to experience the feeling of safety that comes inside. It's tough to describe, but it can only be experienced. What the slide shows you is the kind of materials, high tensile materials that we put into the car. Our cars are distinctly heavier than others, and that is why they feel so comfortable and safe. The rear charging point, people are changing. People have got more and more gadgets, the kind of technology they want to use. So we have a rear charging point. We have a next-gen instrument cluster. Now, we call it the intelligent instrument cluster. What it does for you, it's a patented technology. As soon as the tachometer goes above 4,500 or 5,000 RPM, it turns red, telling you that the engine is revving up too high. It's also a day-night instrument, in which case what it does is, as soon as you switch on the headlights, the luminosity of the instrument cluster becomes down. It guesses it is nighttime, and therefore the light should not reflect on your eyes. So that's an instrument, next-gen instrument cluster. An intelligent rear wiper, purely intelligent. If it is raining and your front wipers are on, the moment you put the reverse gear, the rear wiper starts on its own. That's intelligence. We are redefining technology with a fully automatic climate control. Well, most cars have it today, even hatchback. But what is special about this is the solar sensor. Do notice that there is a small little box here in the center of the car. What it does is, well, before I tell you what it does is, let me tell you, is 30 degrees in the shade same as 30 degrees in the sun? Oh, obviously not. 30 degrees in the sun is very, very hot, and therefore it's got a solar sensor which measures the amount of sunlight coming into the cabin. Depending on the sunlight, it will adjust the blower speed and the temperature. Now, that is intelligence. It knows that 30 degrees in sun is not the same as 30 degrees in shade. Redefining technology in yet another way. It's got a driver information system with fuel computer. So now you don't have to rely on the fuel needle to see how much fuel is left. It's got distance to empty. It's got instantaneous mileage from the time you actually started. It measures mileage every 2 seconds, and it'll tell you the instantaneous mileage. It'll also give you average mileage for the journey from the time you first cranked the car. It's got an ambient temperature and a digital clock. So a complete driver information system, and it's for people who would like to know more and be more informed about what's going on inside the hood. Next. Safety, that's what we all want. With more and more highways coming in, with more expressways coming in, we all want to be safe, and we want to come back to our homes smiling. And therefore, the anti-lock braking system, which is a standard on the D90, it's not an optional like many other people. Here is the ABS, and I'm sure as you experience the car, do also experience the ABS simulator at the Technology Center. It'll give us a feeling of what ABS is. Dual SRS airbags, again, a big safety feature. Trendy and youthful. I think, well, we all discussed that our customers are becoming younger, smarter, and therefore there's a need to have cars and belongings which reflect our personality. We've done a lot of stuff on the exteriors of the car. You'll see, you do notice the infinity contrast roof, the two-tone 8-spoke alloy wheels, the stylish front bumper and the rear bumper and the spoiler. Let me tell you, with all these put together, the car is actually looking quite stylish and trendy. It's for the modern youth. And obviously a dual-tone dashboard and a driver-aligned instrument cluster. The story and technology just doesn't seem to end. There are quite a few here. The electrically operated ORVM. So you don't have to stretch your back trying to adjust the ORVM every time. Here's a nice, light, smart joystick for you to do that. It's a follow-me headlamp with a delay timer of 30 seconds. So the moment you switch off the car, if your headlights are on, they will get off in 30 seconds. It allows you to throw light on your path as you go back, walk back home. Central locking with keyless entry, one-shot power window so that your hands are always on the steering wheel. Steering mounted controls for all the audios, and you can change channels, you can adjust volumes, you can do mute. A 6-way height adjustable seat with lumbar support. Lumbar support is again first in class. It comes in 5 attractive colors. It will also come in 2 trims, which is the VX and the ZX Plus. The VX has ABS as a standard fitment. ABS, fuel computer, 90 PS and 200 Newton meter torque is what the VX does, and the ZX Plus comes with the other fully loaded accessories. The VX trim will start at 5.99 lakhs ex-showroom Delhi, and the ZX Plus fully loaded trim with all these goodies and the first in class comes at 6.83 lakhs.